he will wipe out entire civilization in Iran. He has announced a 2-week conditional ceasefire with Iran. He has said that major objectives had been met and that a broader peace agreement could be finalized within the next 2 weeks. He has also confirmed that Iran has submitted a 10-point proposal calling this workable basis for negotiations, while both the sides pause attack to push for a final deal as far as the war is concerned. Now, the ceasefire remains conditional and fragile as of now, with diplomacy now racing against time. Iran has also confirmed a 2-week de-escalation after Donald Trump's ceasefire announcement, with their foreign minister saying that Iran will halt operation, and that is one of the conditions if attacks on Iran stop completely. He also added that safe passage to the Strait of Hormuz will be allowed during this period under the coordination with Iran's armed forces. So that is a big announcement that has come in on day 39 of the war. Let me take you through what has been decided by both the countries as far as US and Iran are concerned. Donald Trump just a while back said that bombing of Iran suspended for the next 2 weeks. So this means that the war has not stopped. There is suspension on the bombing. Iran, on the other hand, has said that there will be no attack, no retaliation as well. This will be a double-sided ceasefire, is what Donald Trump has said. And in response, Iranian Foreign Minister has said that 2-week ceasefire window has been given to them. So next 2 weeks are going to be very important. There will be direct or indirect talks. That is something that remains to be seen. Donald Trump has said that ceasefire only if the Strait of Hormuz is open and it is safe for the vessels to also pass through. Hormuz passage for 2 weeks will remain open, and that is a big update because remember, Iran was using this as a pressure point in the last 1 month, and now we're learning that the Strait of Hormuz will be completely open. On that, we have another breaking update coming in. We are learning that Donald Trump just a while back spoke with the Israeli Prime Minister, and this was done before the ceasefire announcement that was made just 2 hours before the deadline expired. We are learning that Donald Trump held 2 calls shortly before he announced on social media a 2-week ceasefire with Iran. One conversation was with Asim Munir of Pakistan, and another one was with the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, and we're learning that the president held the call after 5 p.m. Munir has ties to the Iranian military and served as a mediator as well, passing messages between both the parties, and that is why the U.S. president spoke to Pakistan and also to Israel, and these calls were made at 5 p.m. Remember, at 8 p.m. Eastern time, that was the deadline Donald Trump had given, and just in fact 4 hours before that, he held a call with Israeli Prime Minister and also with Pakistan as well. On that, let me go across to our consulting editor, Srinjoy Chaudhary. Srinjoy, do tell us about the ceasefire plan that is in action now. We're learning there are 2 important points. First of all, there is a conditional ceasefire in place right now for the next 14 days. And the condition is that the Strait of Hormuz should be open. Take us through what Iran, Israel, US, all of them, they have decided so far as far as the war is concerned.
The basic point is that there is a ceasefire, and a ceasefire after 39 days of ceaseless fighting. The fighting has been very damaging to a series of countries. America, Iran, of course, Israel, all the Gulf states. So we are talking about 10 or 12 countries. Now, this ceasefire is a huge boost in terms of this ceasefire can be a beginning. It can lead to perhaps not permanent peace, because the Gulf and West Asia has not seen permanent peace for decades, maybe over a century. But what it can do is actually extend. This is the opportunity to extend the ceasefire for a longer period of time and then continue to work on the sticking points. Now, both sides have claimed victory. That's the basic thing. If both sides have said we won, then there's no need to fight anymore. And that's the important thing, that if Trump says, look, we won, so if you won, then you don't need to fight anymore. Now, the point here is that, yes, it's 14 days, but these 14 days can be very precious. It can help to work on certain things. One, the Strait of Hormuz. Now, It's been opened conditionally, as you rightly said. Now, there should be a permanent solution vis-a-vis the Strait of Hormuz. Let's not forget that before the war, 40 days ago, there was never a problem with the Strait of Hormuz. The problem only happened because of the war. That's one. Then the fact that the bombing has ended, the fact that the attacks have ended, that's a huge bonus, a plus. Now, there is considerable talk about the 450 kilos of enriched uranium. That's about 60% enriched. Now, what is going to be the decision about it? Will Iran hold on to it? Will it go to a third party like the IAEA? These are possibilities, and these things can be discussed. Quite naturally, other people have also been involved in these discussions. The Iranians have been talking with the Pakistanis, the Turks, the Egyptians, and so on. So all this put together has led to, as you rightly said, a fragile ceasefire. Right. Now, the challenge is to ensure that the ceasefire holds. Yes, there have been the
why the next 14 days are going to be very, very important. All eyes will be on the direct or indirect negotiation that will, in fact, also take place. So all eyes will be on that because the three sides, they have agreed to the ceasefire plan. What we know so far is that there is a conditional ceasefire plan in place and the Strait of Hormuz could be open. Let me tell you more about this. The terms that Iran has put forth. Remember, they have put forth 10-point plan to end the war. Number one is permanent end to the war, no temporary truce. For now, they have agreed to a temporary ceasefire for 14 days, but they want a permanent solution to this. Number two, they want Israel to stop striking Hezbollah in Lebanon. That could be one of the friction points because it remains to be seen whether Israel agrees to that or not. Lift all the U.S. sanctions, so it remains to be seen whether U.S. will agree to that. No attacks on Iran-backed allies Hezbollah in Lebanon. That's a decision Israel will have to take. Full ceasefire on all the fronts. And also guarantees against any future attack because they do not want any temporary ceasefire. They want a guarantee that the attacks will not happen again. Other than that, they will be imposing $2 million. That's a huge fee per ship passing through the Strait of Hormuz. So they have said they are ready to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, but they will be charging a fee on that. Sharing a fee with Oman, with another country, safe passage of guarantee system as well. And number 10, the most important, they will be using the money that will come in from the revenue generated from the vessels to rebuild the entire country because it has suffered a lot of damages in the last few days ever since the war has started. I believe we have another breaking update coming in as far as the war is concerned. Iran and Oman, we're learning, have announced a fee on vessels transiting reopened Strait of Hormuz. They have a plan in place as far as Iran is concerned. It has clearly said